everybody. I'm Ricky Brown.
And I'm Dee Dee Black, and this is the Let's Go Sis Podcast.
It is. Oh my gosh. And it's always so fun to be on the podcast with you, Dee Dee. I love just being able to just talk and I don't know, just be real, right? That's what it's all about. Real sisters, real life. And I don't want to be like a downer today, but I feel like August is just like a weird month for us. Um, we lost our granny in August. She was so special to us. And while it's like bittersweet because we know she's in heaven, I'm just kind of like bummed out, when that day comes. It's just a few days away. Anyway, I was kind of like thinking about that. But I've been watching you celebrate your beautiful friend. And hopefully this doesn't get too much for you because I know it's a lot. But yeah, let's like celebrate the life of Shara Richardson, right? She was amazing. And I've been watching your posts and just it's cool how you're honoring her. I just wanted to tell you that, I guess.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. August is always wild. Obviously, a long time ago, we lost our granny. Actually, we lost her August 13th, and the day before that, it was my best friend growing up my whole life, Shara, like Ricky said. I love honoring her. It might make me a little bit emotional, but honestly, I'm going to try to be strong and be like kind of ruthless about it because I have been doing this 12 days of Shara. So her birthday was August 12th. So she didn't pass in August. But August was like her thing. Like the day, the minute it turned like midnight, it was like go time. Like this is the month of Shara.
No,
It's
I
her
mean,
birthday.
totally. And I know we're sisters, but I feel like you and Shara, like you guys definitely had that birthday thing more in common, right? Like I could care less when my birthday is. I mean, I'm just like, New Year, okay, yay. My friends are always trying to say, let's go. What are we doing for your birthday? I'm like, I don't know. I'm doing this or that, or my kids have this or that. But I love that you love to celebrate your birthday and turn it into a month. And Shara totally was that girl too, like turned her birthday into a birth month for sure. So you guys had that in common and it was awesome, especially since you're February, she's August. It's like two parties every year, right?
Right. It's like half and half. So we just party halfway through the year. Both times. So yeah, so this year was kind of wild because she's not here. And she hasn't been here. She was 37 when she passed. And so I, it was funny because when we were younger, she would love to like, you know, not taunt me because she was a little bit, jellyfish. Like I turned 16 before her. She was annoyed. She was like, "Ugh, you get a car before me, you get all of these things." And then it seems like as soon as 21 hit and it was like fair ground. And then it was like, she loved to be like, but you're older. So I guess you're older, you know? And I know you know how that feels like because no, Ricky and I are not twins. I say this all the time.
Okay.
Although sometimes people ask, and I'm like, really? No, 4 years difference. But Cheryl was only 6 months younger than me, but she literally loved it. So this year, while I love celebrating my birthday, I really have always loved celebrating my birthday. I feel like, I don't know, as I get older and my kids get older, I think I like to celebrate them more than me.
Yeah.
And definitely when I turned 40, I did not love that, which I know if you're younger than 40, you're like, yeah, I'm probably not going to like it either. And if you're older than 40, you're like, girl, who cares? Like, move on with your life. It's fine. But I did not want to be 40. I was like pretty annoyed about it. And I was really annoyed that Sherry wasn't here to relentlessly just tear me down for beating her to 40
She would have.
for no reason. Yeah, so I honor her every year in August. Let's get back to that. And I do like a 12 days of Shara because her birthday was on the 12th. And it's really special because I started it the year after she passed, obviously. Um, and it's special, but it's sad sometimes too because, back in the day, like, because I did tell you I'm 40, which Ricky you already know that. It's
Yeah.
like we didn't have cameras at everything. Like we couldn't just bust out a phone and take a picture. So
Right.
I cherish the photos I have of me and her, but I'm, like, kind of annoyed that I don't have more to share, so it's almost like I reshare the same, pictures, but with new stories, and she has a son who we just totally adore, and he loves listening well, he doesn't tell me he doesn't love listening to the stories,
Yeah.
and I didn't ask for permission, so he's just gonna have to rogue it with me because, honestly, his mom wouldn't have asked for permission either, so I feel like it's fair playing level.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think 40 people once you turn 40, you see this all the time, like you have this extra wisdom or something like that. I don't think it's extra wisdom, but you start realizing like you're maybe halfway through your life or could be more, right? And so then you start kind of thinking about things differently. I The thing that I really love the most about Shara, because there were a lot of things. There were things that I thought were hilarious too about her, and just she was a great person. But the thing that I loved most about her is, I mean, she didn't even need to get to 40, right? I mean, we're sad she's not here, but she didn't even need to get to 40 to already have those, like that revelation. Like, no F's given. Sorry, saying it that way. You know what I mean? But it's like maybe her, it was 30 for her or whatever. I don't know. But like, she decided she did not really care what people thought. She marched her own drum. She was like that when she was younger. I
It
remember.
was literally always. Like, I will never forget the first day I met her. She walked into school and her name was Shara, and everybody pronounced it wrong. Everybody. But she just thought people that couldn't figure it out on the first try were dumb. Like, there's no better way to put it. Like, she was just like, these people are not smart. They cannot, like, you can't read my name. And it was spelled like Serah. So it looks like Shara. But people never, without fail, from the first day I met her, they're like, class, we're going to introduce you to this new student. This is Shira. And she was
Yeah.
like, excuse me, it's Shara. Like, she was so witty. And so, like, we were only in third grade. And she was so witty and so, like, I mean, she did not care what that teacher thought. She was like, disrespect, not today. So I loved that too. And it cracks me up because since I turned 40, I feel like you like what you just said. I kind of gave myself permission to be a little bit more wild. But honestly, since losing Shara, I definitely gave myself permission to be a little bit more wild because it wasn't just no F's given. It was like no F's given and she slept at night with the fan on. Like, she never thought about whatever she was convicted to think again. And I think that that's super special because I mean, you know me, Ricky and I are a lot alike, but we're different on some things as well. Obviously, growing up together all the time, we're a lot alike, but we're pretty different when it comes to like anxiety levels and different things. Like, I am a stress case and think so many different things. And I loved because I think that's probably why that was one of the things with me and Shara, why it was so easy to be her friend too, though, is she had a lot of qualities like my sister, a lot of different qualities than my sister too. But like when I was a nervous Nelly or whatever, like both of them were like, okay, why? Like, knock it off. What's wrong with you? Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like crying in the corner and they're like, get up, like dust your boots off, you're fine. And I think that's fun. But I love the fact that you said that because I do think a lot of people turn like 40 or 30 or 20 or 25 or whatever age it is, 50. Um, and then they give themselves permission. And honestly, life is so short. So it's so stupid. Just do what you're gonna do. Try to be a good person. Um,
It's true.
and
But
get a little wild.
it is, yeah, it's like wild. But you know what's wild? Okay, is I don't know for me, and I think for you even you say wild, but I think it's more like it's weird because it's like a double edged sword because it's like yes, wild, like say what you want, be opinionated, I guess, right? Like don't worry about what other people are thinking. Don't worry about pleasing people. But in a weird way, don't you feel like I think anyways, it's like you actually get more, I mean, like less wild, like more boundaries that you set for yourself where you're like, hey, I actually am going to do it this way. And like, I'm going to set a boundary where this is okay for me and my family or what I'm doing. And so outside opinions aren't welcome. So it's not like you're the wild one. You're actually more the focused one. Does that make sense or do I sound crazy?
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
It's
I
like
mean, I get that
everything.
because I think what it is though is it's like your authentic self because if
Uh,
you're if you're being truthful, like everybody's got like their sister or their bestie. Is your sister doesn't have to be blood. It can be like anybody who, especially for women at least, that you confide in. That when you're on the phone, like first of all, you're laughing your butt off because everything's funny, but also like you are just straight given it the way that it is, And I have a friend and she cracks me up, but she's always like, if I'm being honest, and then it's like that next sentence is gonna be that wild that we call it. Because it's gonna just be the truth, which is fine, But it cracks me up. Ricky knows we
yeah.
love you too. You know who you are. But it's true. Like if I'm being honest, I'm like, what's next, you
Honest
know?
all the time. But that's the thing, yeah, it's good. I said it was a lie, but I mean, like, those are the truth statements coming after that sentence. So, yeah, it's like you want people to be honest with you, especially once you get middle age. I think you're just kind of like, hey, let's just be honest with each other. And hey, like, we don't have to like everyone. And hey, if you don't love me or like me, like, it's not the end of the world, right? Um,
Amen to that.
yeah, I mean, Mel Robbins, the Let Me thing is so popular and it's been like for years. Okay. I love Mel Robbins. So shout out to Mel Robbins. I do love Mel Robbins, but I don't
We
like
know.
the let me part.
No?
We maybe went over this before. I don't know. I
Is
probably
it let me or let them?
it's it's let them actually. I like the let me part. I don't like the let them part.
I was gonna say, I know where you're going, but I know you like to let me, not to let them.
I like the let me. I don't like the let them. I feel like you have to have the let me part. The let them, like whatever, but the let me part. Yeah. So I'm getting even confused because I talk about it all the time. But anyways, Mel Robbins, we love you. It's just that, let them, but also let me. And that's I think what happens at 40. You're like, let me. And Cher had that her whole life. So I mean, she was like, let me, I'll show you guys how this road goes, right? um,
Literally.
yeah, I know. I remember like 4th of July was always the time I would see that girl, even as you guys got older. And somehow, some way, man, she found her way like to our 4th of July party, which I'm so glad she did. But she would always come, sit on the blanket with us or whatever, and watch the fireworks. And with her Slurpee, you and her with your Slurpees. I don't know, it was a thing anyway. And she was just so funny, because just I don't know, she would come up with some random stuff, but it was good. It was funny and she was herself. And I love when people, you know what? That's when you know it's your real friend. Like I love the way you were around her too, Dee Dee, because you could be you. And I've seen you with other people that I'm like, I don't like that girl as much. It's not because I don't like them personally, like, or maybe I do, but don't like them. I don't know. But it's really because I don't like how you are with them, right? So I feel like, okay, my sister's acting not herself, so like that
Yeah.
is not bringing out who she is, and I don't like that.
I think that's
To
like across the
be
board in
honest, I don't
relationships
like
though,
that
because
friend.
there's definitely people that I don't like that you have been friends with because I don't like the way that they treat my sister. And honestly, I could PG that and be like, but they're a great person. But honestly, I don't think they are. Like, I don't like them. I don't really like when they're around. I'm kind, so I'll be nice and I can be gracious. And obviously, especially as you get older, but in life in general, you should just pick your people, like your own people. Like, you don't need other people's like permission to be friends with whoever. You might learn a lesson. Oftentimes, I've learned a lot of lessons with friends, and I could literally blow them up because I could tell you exactly what was wrong and why it was wrong and why I was right. But at the end of the day, it though I forgive those people usually most of the time, and I still wish them well. I still pray that good things happen for them. Just like over there, like stay way over there. And when they come back around for like advice and different things, again, I'm kind, but I have like a boundary. But as far as like when people are around that are around you that I don't feel like are good people or good to you or don't bring out, not really that they bring out bad in you, but they just don't highlight you. I don't usually like them. I'm like, nope, next. And they probably know, and I'm okay with that too, because it is what it is. But that's probably why Shara was my longest, my lifelong longest friend um, at the time because, well, I mean, for my whole life until, because we did tell each other the truth. Like, we didn't always, like, she was like another sister. Like, we didn't always see eye to eye. Like, there were certainly times on things that I would be like, you have lost your marbles. But we loved each other so much that it was like, I think it was just like genuine, like it was coming always from a genuine spot. So even if we had to take a break, that's what we used to call them, like, I'm gonna need a break from you for like a minute.
Yeah.
It wasn't longer than a minute because obviously, we loved each other and we really did want the best for each other. And I think, sometimes though, friends don't agree. And sometimes you have to be told things that you don't love about yourself. And you need somebody who's gonna love you anyway, but give you that like, love shove of like, hey, this is what we're doing, not this. This doesn't make sense. This is better for you. And whether you believe them at the time or not, it is what it is. But yeah, not trying to get crazy deep about that, but that is the truth.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, I feel like, it's I think she's still, like with us, but I know there's a debate on that, because we're faith-based people, you and and I don't know. I mean, I go by the Bible, but I know people in heaven don't really worry about us, but I still think there's like signs that you see from people, like
For
I go
sure.
through the grocery store sometimes and like I literally smell my granny, which probably someone else has her perfume on. I don't know, but like I'll look around like there's no one around me, but I smell her or like on big days, big moments I've had signs that I feel like, oh my gosh, she's totally right here with me?
I totally think that, or the glowing of the picture. The orb that, like,
We all,
everything monumental since she's passed, that especially if Ricky and I are both in the picture, there's, like, this orb that's there, so I don't know, and maybe it's just, a God wink too, like, because he could do whatever he wants, but
I think so. And I feel like, I know you're getting those with Shara and like the videos
yeah,
and the things and like listening to her voice or whatever. It's pretty special that we do have those few videos, even though, like you said, it's a bummer. Technology is crazy too. I mean, I know we talk about this a lot, you and I think we even talked about it on our last podcast, but it's like, it's a love hate relationship. You know what I mean? But it's like
oh
bummer
my
that
goodness,
we don't
yes.
have more. And also, I it's not even about technology. Okay, I'm just going to take responsibility. Like, I'm not a picture taker like people are. I have a friend
Yeah.
that is like such a good picture taker. Okay, she takes pictures like of everything all the time, documents it all. It used to be scrapbooking and now it's like your iPhone has folders or whatever. I don't know, but she's so good. Every time I see her stuff, I'm like, I feel stuck. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have some pictures on my phone, but I don't know. I'm like in the moment, and then I'm like, oh, I wish I had all the pictures. I'm thinking about my Tanner. He's going to be a junior this year. When he's a senior, like, what pictures do I have? I have to like look back, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, my second one page. I think I got
I
rid
know.
of as time went on.
That's a thing, by the way.
I know
That's like a
you're going to say that.
dagger in my side, but yes, it is a thing. I am the second of my moms, and my sister's baby book is like perfection. Like, it's like she
Well,
blinked 4 times today. Wow. Mine is like she was born. That's it. Like, I'm like, "Mom, where are all these pictures? Like, what the like, what?" And she always tells me, like, "I was going through a divorce. It was hard times." Like, "Cool. So you were, like, not worried about your other daughter?" Like, oh,
I
it
mean, I
drives
don't
me
think it's
crazy.
like that though. But like, look at your second. So, do you have like a big book for
I
Penny?
mean, I have a lot. Yeah, I do.
Oh, well, see, then you did better. So, you know what?
Well,
Better, you do better. You make good experience. What about Nash? Does he have a great baby book?
he has one too.
A great one that's like he blinked all the things?
It's pretty good, yeah.
Oh, okay, well then you're doing good.
But it was like a dagger in my sword. I bothered me, like, which is so
Um,
stupid because I was so much older when I had my kids, like, that it's not that big, like, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean,
But I guess it's just I'm sentimental. But I think about that for, like, the kids for, like, taking the pictures. Like, I can't tell you how many phones I have that, like, I don't use them. They're old phones, but I, like, will not get rid of them because they have, like, my picture collection.
yeah, so there's a few, right? There's a few out there apps or like different services that you can send in your photos and they'll put them all together. I
I
want
gotta get that.
so bad, but I'm so nervous because I'm like, wait, because what if there was like something lost in the mail? Or like what if but
Yeah.
I'm also like back and forth because I'm like, if I don't hurry up and get these things in some kind of like updated format, what if like those go out of style or I don't
But
have
also,
them?
I think about that, but then also, like, who are you sending these photos to? And then who has these, like,
Yeah.
back in the day, you turned in your camera. This is totally gonna age me. Turned in your camera, they gave you the pictures back and the film that, like, was with the picture. So it's like they didn't keep them. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
don't think technology was as good enough to, like, save them forever. But now it's like, who's got those? Because I'm like weird about all that anyway, though, because I just overthink everything, like I already said. Like, I'm the same way about like the, ancestry.com. Like, I'm not doing that. They don't need my DNA. Although they probably have it, so I don't know why I'm such a weirdo about it, but that's how I feel about the picture thing too. I'm like, and if you think about it, like when our grandparents did pass, because my granny passed first, our granny, and then our papa passed later, like she had every picture, everything that you can think of. And my papa used to carry around this big like camcorder, like the one that sits like on your shoulder, the
Ah,
hefty, the
yeah.
heavy Chevy camcorder, and to video us. And so we have all those tapes, and like obviously people aren't walking around with VHSs anymore, but you can get them converted. So I feel like as long as I have ownership of these phones with this material, somebody's gonna be able to figure out how to get it off of it. But I probably do need a better solution, and that probably is a good one. But because I'm obviously not gonna sit at home and print 40,000
Oh,
pictures that I have because I think I have probably that. I have a lot. I
yeah.
have a lot of weird pictures too, like my kids sleeping. Like,
Okay.
it's like every time they're asleep, I must just think they're like angels. I don't know. I'm like, why do I have so many of them sleeping? But I do. So, and I want them all, every single one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, don't get rid of them, you know? You don't want to delete pictures that are so, so sweet. Like one day you'll look back and think that. Yeah, I feel like it's funny you say that because I totally feel like every time I'm like my husband, I'm like, "Matt, can you please like take more pictures? Like moms don't have enough pictures, you know? Like can you please take pictures?"
Literally.
All the pictures are like I look goofy or I look asleep or I look I'm like, whoa, can you make me look a little better? Like, what happens when I go? I want to look good for my kids. I don't want to be like, passed out, like slobber or whatever. No, I don't care. No, they are um, my world, and I know your kids are your world too, Dee Dee. And so, at the end of the day, not to get emotional or like more, on this whole sad train, but I just want like people to remember me for that, like being a mom
Yeah. So
and
that was cool. I'm not gonna lie, just 'cause not to keep bringing it back to Shara, but we can talk about her today because I mean, why not?
yeah.
When she passed, I got to speak at her funeral,
Oh, that's
and well, it wasn't that cool, but I swear the last few times I've spoke, it's been at funerals, so we gotta break that. That's why we had the podcast. Let's lift it up, make it fun.
yeah, yeah,
But literally there was a short period of time where it seemed like I was the funeral speaker. And that's sad, but I it was like an honor to be able to speak at her funeral. And the one thing that I remember, you remember because we were talking about this, like I have a lot of funny stories and goofy stories about me and her, and especially when we were younger. I mean, we literally called each other like our PIC, like the partner in crime. We didn't do bad things or anything like that, but like we were ride or dies. Like you're going down, I'm going down with you. Um, but and sometimes I was going down just because she decided to go down first and carried me with her. I don't know, crazy lady. But when I got to speak at her funeral, that was the one thing that I was like, "Listen, if you guys don't hear anything else about what I'm talking about, like, you need to know that you know that you know that 2 things are 100% true." And, like, on the same scale, she loved Jesus, and she wanted every single person to be with her in heaven someday, and she loved her son. Like, she was the best mom. Like, I don't care if you remember one of the funny stories, but if you remember nothing, like, you remember this sweet boy and know that that was everything to her. I mean, like, the second she became a mom, everything changed for her. Like, she wanted to be a mom. She really wanted a girl. And God's got jokes and gave her a boy, which I loved. And then, of course, I got 2 girls first, and then she loved that because she was like, "You should get a boy, but, oh, you don't have one." And then anyway, I ended up with Nash. But that's what I wanted to say. Like, you wanna be remembered for special things, so you gotta take the dang picture. Like, you gotta take the picture, you
yeah.
gotta be in them. I have, like, hundreds of videos and pictures of her with her son, just being a crazy sports mom, just, being together. She didn't need a photographer or, like, a husband to take pictures because she was the queen of selfies.
She
So
was. Oh my gosh, and that is true.
and she could make herself listen, she was beautiful, by the way. If you guys ever go to my page, you'll see her because I do it every single year. I do the 12 days of share in August. So I celebrate her. But I laughed because she was beautiful her whole life. Like that, there's no denying that. She was beautiful. But that girl was also like a chameleon. Like, she's one of those, like, I was, like, kinda jealous sometimes, like, "Why do you look like that in the picture?" I look like a Amazon, well, probably because 'cause was, like, 6 inches taller than her, but I look huge, and she looked, like, tiny, and she had, like, huge boobs, like, she was, not, like
She had the good poses though. She always knew from early
she
on how to
totally
pose.
did,
She knew
and
how
she
to
could, like,
pose.
change her hair, change her face, change her style, like, everything, like, I remember when she passed, I posted a picture of me and her, like, way back in the day, like, we were probably, like, only 22, 21, 22, and, the pictures of her when she passed, she had done some things, like, she got her lips filled and, you know, she had her hair was super blonde, super, super blonde. And she had dark hair like when we were growing up. So just like some things about her like changed. She definitely liked the finer things in life, and she did not, you know, pry from, having
Insecure.
cosmetic things done.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And she got that very honestly. Her mom was like that too, but they were both beautiful for their whole entire lives. But I laughed because I posted a picture of her like, "I miss you so much," and I got like, I'm not even kidding. I probably got at least 6, maybe more, like, DMs because nobody had the balls to put it on the picture. Like, "Oh, that's the Shara that passed," because the picture they posted of her, she, like, you know, aged gracefully. Like, she was so pretty, like, but she was pretty when she was young, she was pretty when she passed, but it was just funny that how much she changed, where people were like, "I didn't realize that when people were posting about Shara passing, that's the Shara, like, it's your Shara," and I'm thinking, "How many Sharas do you weirdos know? Because I only know 1." And
You knew.
honestly, I would know if there was more in town because she would've been mad about it, like, pissed, like, "Who else is named this?" Perfect, Greek goddess name. But it just like it cracked me up because I'm like, that is so funny. But I bet if I went back and looked through like my pictures and different things, I bet the same could be said. I mean, we do age, we evolve. We get older. She
Yeah.
she always said she's aging like fine wine, getting better every year. I'm like, okay, you go, girl.
You go, girl. Hey, and that's how we should end this on a positive note because we should be going like that, right? Let's go, sis. That's what we're all about, like rooting for each other, cheering for each
Yes.
other, and hoping that everybody feels, like they're part of a sisterhood and they can talk and be real and be raw and have real life conversations, the good, the bad, the ugly, but also just really root for each other, right? Really just, you know, love each other like a sis. So
Yeah. I totally love that. Yes.
I'm
But definitely, if you guys have like comments or something about somebody that you love or you miss, or like a sister or a friend, it could be a grandma, it can be whatever. We just want to invite you into this conversation because obviously I love this. Like, I have so much fun every week. I look forward to this podcast because it's like so fun, first of all, to hang with my sis, although we talk a lot. So there's that. But I'm sure other people have people that they talk to a lot too, and that they can like relate. Um, Nobody knows you like your bestie, your cousin, your sister, your friend, whatever it might be. So like, share, comment, make sure you subscribe, and follow us every single week because we are excited to be here with you every Thursday. And obviously, you know, hopefully this will be a legacy thing that we can look back on just in case those pictures don't happen from my husband. With the kids, I'm like, "Take the dang." I'm with you, Ricky. Take the dang picture.
the dang picture.
Um,
Yeah.
Because I have a million with them, by the way.
You're doing it right, though. You're doing it right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like us, follow us, comment, guys, honor somebody in the comments that you love, tag them there, talk about them, right? Talk about their memory, and let's keep moving on, living life, right? And loving each other like a sis. All right, we'll see you next time.
All right, see you next time. Let's
Go.
go, sis.